Hey, what's up, y'all? So I am back with another Road to CCNA video, and in this video, we cover dynamic ARP inspection, or DAI. So what is DAI, or dynamic ARP inspection? It's very similar to DHCP snooping, which we covered in the last video. It basically allows us to check ARP messages that are received on untrusted ports and choose whether we want to, move them forward or drop them. Now, when it comes to making that decision, dynamic ARP inspection pretty much works like hand in hand with the DHCP snooping table. And so when they receive that ARP message on an untrusted port, what they'll do is they'll check the sender IP and the sender MAC, and they'll check the DHCP snooping table for matching entry. Now, if there's a matching entry, then it'll permit it, like move it on to the next networking device. And if there isn't, they'll just discard it or drop it. Now, similar to DHCP snooping, once you configure it on the device, all ports are untrusted by default, so it's up to you to go in there and configure what ports are trusted. Typically, the ports that are connected to another networking device, not an in-host, will be configured as trusted ports. Now, if they're connected to in-host, those are untrusted. You don't have to worry about configuring those. Now, what does this protect against? So we covered ARP poisoning, which is kind of similar to DHCP poisoning, which involves like an attacker using a spoofed IP address and sending a gratuitous ARP message, which is a broadcast ARP message, just letting everyone know like, hey, I have this IP address, here's my MAC address. So now any in-host in the subnet that needs to send something out of the subnet, well, they'll send it to that MAC address, because that's the IP address they have as their default gateway. And this is how they're able to intercept data and edit it if they want to. Yeah, that pretty much sums up everything we covered in this lecture. We do have a lab, so I'm about to get into more details as we configure this, starting with number one. So yeah, similar to the last lab, we're going to go into R1, configure it as a DHCP server, exclude these addresses, and set the default gateway to that IP address right there. So let's get to it. Okay, so I did the DHCP excluded address. This is the addresses that they didn't want to be used. Did the pool, entered the DHCP pool configuration mode, set the network address to this network right here. And then we set the default router, the default gateway, which is going to be R1. Now we on number two, we're going to configure DHCP snooping on switch 1 and switch 2. We did that in the last video, so we're going to basically do the IP DHCP snooping on the in global config mode and also on the VLANs. Okay, so we got DHCP snooping set up on switch 1. Did the IP DHCP snooping commands on global config mode and the VLAN one. This right here is to keep it from adding that 82 option on there. Interface config mode, and that's going to be a trusted port, so I did the IP DHCP snooping trust for this port right here, because this is in uplink port. All right, so did the appropriate commands on switch 2. We do not need to configure any of the ports as trusted ports, because switch 1 is only connected to in-host, except for this one. But yeah, we don't need to worry about that one. So now for number 3, we're about to start configuring DAI. Okay, so we got all our configurations done for switch 1. So I did the IP ARP inspection on the VLAN only. You only have to do it on the VLAN for ARP inspection. Interface config mode right here. And I selected as a trusted port because it's connected to a switch. Right here, I set the all possible validation checks right here, which is IP, source MAC, destination MAC. So it's going to check for all of those to make sure it's legit before sending it on. Interface G02, and I selected that as a trusted port as well. Okay, so we just did the same configurations right here. And then to confirm everything, hold on, my bad. I did a show IP ARP inspection interfaces command, and we can see that G01 right here is trusted. And same thing on switch 1. Yeah, that wraps up the video for today. Appreciate y'all.